Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. Today I have for us make that actually three of the new Hamilton Jazzmaster Performer line. So these are the first three we got in stock. I figured I'd do a quick review, and as we receive additional inventory, I will certainly review those as well. So in my left hand, I have a 34 millimeter on the stainless steel bracelet. In my right is the 38 millimeter on the really nicely perforated leather strap here. I think that really complements the watch well. And then I also have the 34 millimeter. We have a two-tone white mother of pearl on a nice looking strap as well here. So I'll get to that one last. I figure we'll kind of do these two here. And actually, we'll go over the size and the specs of these real quick. So again, the 34 millimeter, I measured a little bit above the crown here, diagonally across the case at 34.8 millimeters. I measured across the fixed bezel, which we'll talk about later in the video here, from the 3 to the 9 at 33.2, and then the crystal itself, 29 millimeters on the crystal on this 34 millimeter version. On the 38 millimeter, I measured 38.8, so actually closer to 39, but again, I think it's a good size. It wears well. 37.3 across the bezel, and an even 33 millimeters on the crystal. As far as case thickness goes, we have 11.4 on the 34 and 11.8 on the 38, so very similar in case thickness. We have a 40 millimeter lug to lug and a 44 millimeter, so very compact on the 38 millimeter version. If you're familiar with the khaki fields, the 38 millimeter khaki field is closer to like 48. So this has a more, I think, true to size lug to lug, which I appreciate on this size of a watch. What do we have here? We have 18 millimeters on the stainless steel bracelet 34, tapering down to 16 at a butterfly style clasp. And on the 38, we have a 20 millimeter lug width on the leather strap, tapering down to 18 at the pin or tang style buckle. Both of them exhibition case backs. Both of them housing the Hamilton caliber 10, 80 hours of power reserve. And the one thing I did not look at is to see if these are screws. It looks like they are push and pin. Yep, on the bracelet, and it does look like we have a half link here on each side. No micro adjustment on the butterfly, but we do have the half on each side. So we should be able to get a pretty good fit on the bracelet. The leather should not be an issue, obviously. Just find that size, and hopefully it's long enough, which it does appear to be for most wrists. So what do we have here? We have screw down crowns, signed screw down crowns, 100 meters of water resistance on both of these. And I weighed them. The stainless steel bracelet here was 120.3 grams. On the leather strap for the 38, 67.5 grams. And the 34, again, I told you we'd show you this one, same dimensions as the other 34. On strap was 50.4 grams, so pretty light. Pricing on these, the 34 on steel was $1,045. The mother of pearl was $1,145, and the 38 was $995. Now, again, you can get these. There are other variations out there. There are chronographs. Have not seen one of those in person yet. As soon as I get the chronograph in stock, I will review that as well. I think it looks pretty good. The dial layout I personally like. So overall, I think Hamilton did a nice job designing these. I like the look of them. A nice, simple three-hander that can be worn, you know, for most occasions, I think. I'll throw these on wrist here in just a second. I'll give you a shot of that mother of pearl. So again, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. 34 is probably going to be a tad small for me, but at least give you an idea of what this looks like. And I'll throw the 38 on as well. I did tell you we'd come back to talking about this. The one thing I do want to mention is I would have loved to have seen a rotating bezel. If you watch the channel, you know I love the play with the bezels on camera here. So I would have loved to have seen a rotating 60-minute bezel on this. I do find it, you know, to be a fixed bezel. You know, on GMT watches, it makes sense to me. I would have loved to have it a rotating, even if it would have been a stainless steel rotating bezel with the 60-minute markers on that bezel. But we do have a fixed bezel on these. But the shade of blue, I think, is really nice. And again, I do like this leather strap. although I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting this on here in a second. There we go. Might be a little tight, but again, I really like this 38 size. I believe the chronographs are listed at 42, so when I get those in, I certainly will give those a review. Like I said, I might have made that a little bit tight. Probably should have went one hole less, but hopefully it gives you an idea again on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Let me hit the lights here quick, see what kind of lume we have on these. Looks like we do have a little bit of lume on the markers. And I did not really blast them with my ring light, so I give them a little bit before, so not a ton of lume, but we do have a little bit there on the hands and the hour markers. So as always, greatly appreciate you viewing. If there's anything I can do for you, email me, brad@brentlmiller.com, and let me know what you think of these new Hamilton Jazzmaster performers in the comment section. We'll see you in the next video.